kids, welcome to our Summer Olympics, where we are playing wacky Olympic-style games while learning lessons from the Bible. This summer we are learning to be champions for Jesus, and that the best team is God's team. Our memory verse this summer is 1 Corinthians 9:25. All who take part in the games train hard. They do it to get a crown that will not last, but we do it to get a crown that will last forever. One of the events during the Olympics is the shot put, where athletes push, not throw, a heavy steel ball that weighs 16 pounds for men and 8.8 pounds for women, as far as they can. Today the kids are playing our wacky Knock Down Goliath game, where the kids will throw a beanbag at Goliath, trying to knock him down. This game reminds me of a verse in the Bible, Philippians 4:13. I can do all things by the power of Christ who gives me strength. In the book of 1 Samuel chapter 17, we learn that there was a mighty Philistine warrior named Goliath. He was more than 9 feet tall. That's taller than the ceilings in my house or the ceilings in our classroom here at church. That's really tall. Goliath didn't believe in God, and he made fun of the Israelites who did believe in God. Goliath was a big bully. Because Goliath was so big and a mighty warrior, the Israelite army was afraid of him. Sometimes we might be afraid of someone who is bigger and who picks on us. We learn in verse 32 that David, after hearing Goliath insult God and the Israelites, that he volunteered to fight Goliath. David was the youngest in his family and only a teenager. Goliath was a mighty warrior. In verse 37, we learn that David put his trust in God because he knew that his strength and salvation comes from God. In verse 40, we learn that David didn't want any of King Saul's armor. Instead, David found 5 smooth stones in a stream and put them in his pocket with his slingshot, which is a piece of leather that would hold a stone. When Goliath saw little old David, he made fun of him. In verse 45, David said to Goliath, "You are coming to fight against me with a sword, a spear, and a javelin, but I'm coming against you in the name of the Lord who rules over all. He is the God of the armies of Israel. He's the one you have dared to fight against." Wow, David is defending God. David knew that there isn't anyone greater or bigger than God. So David took 1 smooth stone out of his pocket, put it in his sling, and slung it at Goliath. It hit Goliath squarely on his forehead and killed Goliath. Wow, David defeated Goliath with 1 smooth stone. David didn't have courage because he was strong and smart. He had courage to do what is right because he knew that God was with him. Let us have courage like David to do what is right when people are mean to us or to others. Also, David reminds us that our salvation doesn't come from what we do, but by what God has done for us. Let us rely on God to show us how to live by praying, reading our Bibles, going to church, and following Jesus.
Have a great